right, a little 12 FSD action here. Beautiful overcast day in the Seattle area. We're running FSD 12.5.6.3. We've had this now for a little over a week. So we're spilling over into, or maybe 2 weeks now. We're all waiting for the version 13 update with the holiday release. Hopefully we'll start getting that before Thanksgiving, but probably it'll come sometime in December. That should have features like better everything, but we're hoping for 3-point turns, so reverse to get out of situations as opposed to just sitting there. Makes the lines as if it's gonna reverse, but doesn't actually reverse because it's not allowed to yet. Wants to. And that'll be a game changer for getting it around roundabouts that are really tight in Seattle. Like these ones here near my house in Kirkland, very easy to get around, plenty of room, but some of the little roundabouts in Seattle are very, very tight, even for a Model Y. Unless we had a Cybertruck with the quad steering or rear steering, no way. So really, really, really excited about version 13 coming. Alright, handling these roundabouts pretty well. So we have that to look forward to. Cryptocurrencies are going insane right now. Bitcoin is near 100,000. It hit about 99 the other day, but then retreated. XRP flying like a kite. Basically all the crypto markets are going up as they see a favorable administration for it. Then you have the German automobile market. Looks like it's slowing down. Bosch announced they're going to a 4-day week. So instead of working 35 to 40 hours a week, they're going to go down to 35 and only do 4 hours or 4 days per week. Volkswagen is talking to their union or their labor pool. Probably going to have to do the same. They're facing some intense competition from Chinese automakers and Tesla. They haven't adapted, and they see weaning demand for their product. They don't make very good electric cars, at least in my opinion. I used to drive an ID4 before this. Totally different system. It was the first year German production of the ID4, and I was unbelievable what they actually let go. The build quality of the car was really good, like the fit and finish, but the software was absolute junk. And it couldn't get over-the-air updates. You couldn't lock the car or unlock it remotely. The app was very, very buggy. Basically, like you want to preheat your car in the morning, would have trouble doing that. The doors wouldn't really lock. And I know there was a recall for the doors as well. Like, they would just come open. So, there was just so much. And I get it, it's maybe because it was the first year. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. The big one was, even though it had a larger battery, it didn't have a heat pump inside. And let's see, the other big problem with it was, even if you did get it to preheat in the morning and it was plugged in, it wouldn't use the utility power to heat up the car. So let's say it was 20 degrees outside, and I think on the coldest morning in January it was like 17 degrees. And you start the day, if it had charged to 80%, at 74%, because it just burns 6% of the battery preheating the car, using the resistive heat and to melt all the ice off the windows. And then you'll have to manually go in again and restart the charging. Like, what part of that made sense? Who in Germany or Volkswagen decided this was a good idea and didn't put protocols in place? It's just the little they got stuck in the details and then didn't update the car. And the dealership to update the car was not that great of an experience because they have to plug it in. It would take a very long time to get a service appointment. It was basically a fruitless exercise. So you wouldn't actually take it in. And then my locking gas cap, or the cover, broke. It just flipped so it would be open. But again, $30 part, which was under warranty. But you'd have to take it to the dealer. There was no mobile service. You have to empty the car. It was just a big mess. I'm really, really enjoying my Tesla ownership experience. Yes, it's had some issues where a mobile service came out and fixed 2 of my issues. I had a little bit of a wavy dash. That was a day 1 issue. Issue number 2 was my door on the battery door was not opening all the time. You kind of either had to click it a few times. This is on the manual, so the sensor inside was broken. Mobile service came out and just replaced it. That was very smooth, in and out, 45 minutes, maybe a little less. I did have my front inverter go bad, but I was able to be in limp mode, so I drove it around for a few days, well, maybe a little over a week. Just couldn't push it very hard, and then thankfully got a appointment with the service center. Was there for about a week, had a loaner, took care of everything. So overall, much better experience. You don't have to call anyone. Not that I have a problem calling people to make an appointment, but when you get to talk to someone with the app, you can explain the issue, send them. They already have the screenshots or the error history of your car, and they were able to order parts far in advance of when you show up. There's not as many times as this 2-tier approach to getting service that you'd have with other automakers. Basically, you have a problem with the car, you take it to the dealer, they're like, okay, this is the problem, great. They diagnose it, and then it either sits at the dealer or you putz around with a halfway broken car for a month until the part comes in. With Tesla, so far, they have pretty much nailed, well, every single time, at least for me, they nailed what the problem was ahead of time. We're able to get the parts, so it was a far more seamless experience in warranty problems. Warranty problems are just, yeah, it's a fact of life with anything like this. There's going to be 1 or 2 issues. There's over the warranty period, and we get it. You own a car for 10 years. Some things are just going to break. That's okay. So that part's been good versus the Volkswagen experience. So yes, this part where we get off the freeway, I think I've talked about this before, really, really improved with 12.5.6.3. It's actually getting onto the right lane the majority of the time and doing what it's supposed to do. So that is a huge improvement. I don't have to make a intervention. Let's see, what else is going on in the news today? I don't know, it's been quiet. We had a Starship launch on Tuesday. We did not catch it with chopsticks, or SpaceX didn't catch it with chopsticks. It was just ditched into the ocean. That was fine, it was expected. I mean, or obviously they wanted to catch it, but something went wrong. They weren't comfortable. Get it. Didn't want to damage the tower or kill anyone. Better safe than sorry, especially with something experimental, because if they didn't stick the landing, it would be a world of hurt, and then the And every agency would have been like, I told you so, blah, 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 blah. And they're not carrying a payload or anything, so just ditch it in the ocean. That's that. I think SpaceX is going to IPO soon. Big in the home service business. Service Titan looks like it's planning on IPOing. That's the software as a service that a lot of trade companies, so plumbers, electricians, HVAC people, use to track their jobs, bids, estimates, things like that. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some IPO shares. Company's still losing $92 million a year, which they're charging a very, they charge us $12,000 a year. So I don't know how they're losing so much money, but they are. This is good. Our street is finally clear. The tree is out. The power's on. Good times.